privilege to welcome Reverend Greg Coles. Reverend Greg, if you don't already know, is a native of Kitchener and a certified consultant from Unity Worldwide Ministries. He currently serves as the regional representatives of the Great Lakes region, and he has served in many leadership roles for small, pastoral, and corporate-sized ministries since 1991. And we are so blessed and so grateful to have Reverend Greg be one of us, not only today, but in so many ways. He just embraces who we are, and he serves lovingly and unconditionally, and so grateful. So please give Reverend Greg a warm welcome.
Oh, right back at you. My goodness. And I just have to acknowledge Trish. I don't know how you do it, how you pick songs that are so perfect, on topic, thematic. I mean, she doesn't just pull these out of the air. She is in tune with the universe and what we're trying to co-create here as a ministry. And you are such a gift to the ministry. I just want to acknowledge Trish. So send her some love. We are so blessed. Yeah. And I'm on fire today. I'm so excited to be part of you again and to be with you. And I want to start by acknowledging all those brave souls who joined us yesterday, who were able to join us yesterday for visioning. Will you raise your hand so we can see the people who joined us yesterday? Absolutely. And let's give a round of love and appreciation to these people. Absolutely. So, you're completing the sale of your beautiful building on Kingsway Avenue. You're completing this sale and you're preparing yourselves for a new beginning. A new beginning. And it would be easy to just find a new location and try to recreate what we've always done. That would be just fine. But we're not doing that. We are listening for Spirit's guidance and asking ourselves 3 key questions. What is ours to release? What is essential to bring forward? And what do we desire to transform? What is it that we are to transform in all the ways that we serve as Unity Kitchener? And that's been the work of our workshop yesterday and will be again this afternoon. But it's not just a process for our ministry. It's a process that I think the whole world is asking now. What is it time to release? What is essential to move forward, and what needs to transform? So it's the same for the world in general. It's also the same for our own personal lives. So today I want to talk about a topic called life visioning. And the question that I'm offering for us today is, are you willing to manifest the impossible? Are you willing to manifest the impossible? I am possible. I like the sound of that. I am possible. So life visioning is the subject and the title of a book that was published in 2013. It was written by New Thought minister Michael Bernard Beckwith. He's written many other books. He is one of the founding members of the Association for Global New Thought. He's also the founder and spiritual director of the Agape Spiritual Center that's located in Los Angeles, California. And Michael writes this: we are on the planet to be and express the divine love of God that is alive in every fiber of our being, waiting to be released through us into our world. he's singing our unity song, which is a universal song. He goes on to say, we are unlimited beings. We have no ceiling. The capabilities and talents and gifts and the power that is within every single individual that is on this planet is unlimited. And then he defines life visioning as an evolutionary journey to live as divine love. Okay, it's our evolutionary journey to live as divine love. And this is the first key point that I want us to really understand and to get. It's not a matter of creating a picture of who we want to be and then working our way and designing a path to get there. Life visioning is who we already are, becoming more of who we already are, because it's already within us. So it's a very different thing. And the project planners might be upset, you know, with this visioning process, because it's not just, here's what we want to be, and here's how we get there. It's not linear at all. It comes from within outwardly. And that was much of the process that we did yesterday and will continue today. And there's nothing wrong with a linear process at all, but that's not life visioning. Life visioning is a process of becoming more of who we already are. So it's about self-awakening, right? Life visioning is not about outer plans. It's about an inner journey. About an inner journey. And it's funny, those of you who were on the call, you saw when it turned into outer plans and we called ourselves back and we thought we've lost the inner journey. And we went back inward with one another again. So the second point Michael shares about life visioning is that it's not about a question of how or how we will get there or how we will do it. The question is what? What do I need to let go of? What gifts do I have to give? Really simple. The how is simply to awaken to what I need to let go of and what are my gifts to give. The name of the book is Life Visioning, the name and subject, to answer the question in the chat. And I love the synchronicity of today. I wrote down that theme, nature's beauty reflects my own true nature. Right on. So I was thinking, because I go to nature because it teaches us so much metaphysically about our own lives as well. And I think of the acorn. The acorn is absolutely beautiful and magnificent, just as it is. And then during its evolution, it finds itself buried in the ground, in the dark, until the conditions become just so that it breaks. It breaks open. And then the roots dig down into the dark, deep nutrients. And then another shoot comes up from the roots, up towards the light, reaching for the light, and the acorn has died and a sapling has been born. The death and the birth are one and the same. There's no difference. The sapling is no more wonderful and magnificent than the oak or acorn. No more or less than a 100-year-old oak. No more or less valuable than the oak that is dying to return all the nutrients back to the earth for the next acorn and other seeds to be born and grow. Each equally important. The stages of our consciousness and our own evolution are like the stages of the oak. Each stage is magnificent and wonderful, just as it is. So there is nothing less valuable about Unity Kitchener at Kingsway Center as it is now, as it is to whatever it is we're evolving to next. Nothing more or less magnificent than right now. So we're here in this life visioning process to discern what it is we are to become, that which is already in us, that which we cannot see, which lies within us, just like it lay within the acorn, that which is ours to awaken to, that which we might even believe is impossible about us. And so we ask ourselves the two key questions. What is ours to release and let go of? And what are our gifts to give? And this is life visioning, becoming more of who we already are. And now I want to move to the question I proposed at the beginning of this talk or lesson or sermon or whatever we call it in Unity. It's called many things, just like God, many names. Am I willing to manifest the impossible? I want each of you to ask that question for yourselves. Am I willing to manifest the impossible? And I'm excited about this. Robert Schuller, great evangelical minister, was speaking at a church growth seminar, and he said this: I'm really not interested in the possible anymore. All I'm really interested in is to do the impossible. I love this. To vision and know what is already in you and allow yourself to become more of that. Michael Beckwith writes, happiness does not lie in external accomplishments. Happiness lies in the activation of your potential. The activation of our potential. You know, I've really been a student of the impossible my whole life. Many of us have. We're students of truth, capital T, truth. And I can remember hearing the scriptures as a youth and thinking, wow, what if those miracles really did happen? I mean, what if these aren't just stories and fables or folklore that are passed on, but what if they really did happen? And what did Jesus know that I don't seem to know to manifest these miracles? Well, doing the impossible would take the big G, right? The big G, not Greg, God. It would take the big G. It would take God, the Holy Spirit, working through and as us. And yet we tell ourselves each week, there's no place that God is not. There is no place that God is not. So is there one impossible thing, at least one, that you would be willing to declare and then move into that? Even though you know you can't do it today, but you're willing to commit to it anyway. Like an infant who commits to walking. The infant is born for this. He knows it, and he can't, but he's committed. He's willing to stand up, risk, fall, get up, and do it again. Are you willing to commit to the impossible? See, there are some people who are willing to declare an impossible thing and then live into it. And there are others, most of us, most people, who will declare what is possible, the status quo, and then live into that. And that's just fine. That's what most people do. But my question is, are you willing to live the impossible? And here's the third important part about life visioning. Declaring the impossible doesn't transform outer conditions. It transforms ourselves, right? It's just like our affirmations. It's not to transform outer conditions, to transform ourselves, our own perceptions, our own actions, our own relationship with the world. Very different thing. So from the caterpillar to the butterfly, from the acorn to an acorn tree, from a seeker to the Buddha, there is greatness that already lies within us. Already there. So for many years, I thought, like most people, you have to believe it to achieve it, right? We've heard that. You have to believe it to achieve it. That's very logical. It makes perfect logical sense. But if we have to believe it to achieve it, we can go all the way up to the edge of what's possible, but we can't get over that. We can't get over that line, that edge. However, when you make a commitment to what you know is impossible, you move out of the realm of belief about life, about the limits of God, and into actual knowing of God as unlimited. See, I believe that we are in a point in our history as a species where we have come to the edge of all of our beliefs, all of our doctrine of what we believe is possible. We're at the edge of that. And it's time to transform that. It is time to go beyond what we think has been possible, what we think is important, and start planning to do the impossible, which is already within us, buried, waiting. And it's time for us to evolve and live in a new way of being and expression of God in the world, right? To anchor heaven and earth right here, right now. There's a great poem. I shared this with the group yesterday. It's called Call to Dream. It's written by Sonia Renee Taylor. I'd like to read these passages. She says, "We will not go back to normal. Normal never was. Our pre-corona existence was not normal, other than we normalized greed, inequity, exhaustion, depletion, extraction, disconnection, confusion, rage, hoarding, hate, and lack. We should not long to return, my friends. We are being given the opportunity to stitch a new garment, one that fits all of humanity and nature." Are you willing to manifest the impossible with me? What will we leave behind? What is our gift to give? Some of you can remember when JFK made his announcement in the middle of the last century, where he declared the impossible, that within 10 years, we would put a man on the moon. That was an impossible declaration. We did not have the technology. We did not have the resources at that time. We did not have the finances at that time. By all accounts, all logic, this was an impossible declaration. Yet by making and declaring the impossible and committing to the impossible, all our limited beliefs just fall away. They have no power against declaring what is impossible, what we can vision and what we can see that is greater than ourselves that we are part of. So when we become committed to a greater cause and vision that is impossible, our commitment and our intention become greater than our disbelief. When Ted Turner, for example, announced he would create a 24-hour news station, people went, the news, 24 hours? Huh, who's going to invest in that? How stupid is that? We should be investing wherever we're supposed to always be investing, in the status quo. Huh. And we know how that turned out. When we commit to doing the impossible, we elevate our consciousness to a new level that I would call enlightenment. So what's one impossible thing that you are willing to declare for yourself? I want you to think about that, for yourself. Not Unity Kitchener now, but for yourself. What's one impossible thing that you're willing to declare for yourself and live into it? The scriptures tell us, declare a thing and it will be established unto you. Jesus said, if you say to this mountain, move from here to there, it will be done. He said, for all things, let your yes be yes and your no be no, for anything else is craziness making. Well, I'm paraphrasing there. He actually said, for anything else comes to evil, which just simply means comes to evil, means we become separate from God. We become separate from doing the impossible. So as you declare it and you move into it, you get to be it. And I'm really excited about asking people to do the impossible, because I know it changes us at our core. And some of you, I know, are thinking, Greg, you're setting people up to fail. No. I'm setting people up to die to their limited beliefs. As I said at the beginning of our talk today, we are at a transition phase as Unity Kitchener between our ending and our beginnings. And this is an opportunity to die to what no longer serves us. That acorn that has been wonderful and perfect as it was, we're in the dark, we're in a phase of transformation and possibility, and to live beyond what has been possible, and to live into the impossible. And I've come to discover that the universe is much softer, much more willing, listening to what it is we are holding in our consciousness and in our beliefs to intend for ourselves. And the universe supports our belief. The universe will prove your belief. And I've seen people who've lived through medical death sentences, right? I've witnessed and met with people who have walked on fire, both literally and personally. I've been with people who've declared an absolutely brand new business model that's never been done before and done it. Living the impossible. I am possible. I am possible. And not because things made sense to the rational mind, but because something in their soul, in their core, knew it was time to transform. It was time to do, to be something else. It's already in us. Today, I'm inviting you to declare a new possibility for your life that you've never declared for yourself before. and to see if that impossibility doesn't happen a whole lot faster, quicker, easier through your declaration. Just like when you came to decide it is time to release the building, and within 5 days or a week, you have 5 extraordinary offers and you accept an offer that's far above your asking price, no contingencies. The universe is waiting to support your declaration of the impossible. And I believe your soul, your individual soul is longing for the impossible in your life, and that it is already within you. I invite you to declare aloud after me. I declare a greater possibility for my life together. I declare a greater possibility for my life. I declare my impossible future. I declare my impossible future. And I declare an impossible future for Unity Kitchener together. I declare an impossible future for Unity Kitchener. There is so much God in you that is so much greater than your disbelief. Let us declare it, know it, and be it. Namaste.
Oh my gosh, Greg, you blow me away every time. That was just phenomenal. Beautiful.
Truth is truth.
Phenomenal. It
and
is.
We know it, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
I just love the analogy that you used with the acorn and the sapling and our consciousness, and how they both one and the same, both the birth and the death. Oh my gosh, every sentence resonated with me, and I'm sure so many others. So thank you.
I'm glad it did.
Thank you.
Privileged to be with you.
Another round of applause. Looking so forward to every single day we spend together. Oh. No.
Let's give a hand to Cheryl, who is learning on our whole behalf how to manage and do all this technology stuff with supportive Trish and others. But Cheryl, we see you, we love you, we bless you. We are so fortunate to have you.
Thank you, Greg. Really appreciate that. And as we move into meditation, close your eyes and just listen to the song.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu es l'image de Dieu. I hold you in my heart. Tu es l'image de l'amour. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu sei la luce di Dio. I hold you in my heart. Tu sei il volto dell'amore. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of God, the face of God. I hold you in my heart, you in my heart. You are a part of me, a part of me. You are the face of God, the face of God. You are the face of God. Eres la luz de Dios. I hold you in my heart. Eres la cara del amor. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face, luz e la luce di Dio. You are the face, you are the face of God. You are the face, l'image de Dieu. You are the face, you are the face of God. You are the face, luz e la luz de Dio. You are the face, you are the face of God. You are the.
And let's take that song and that affirmation and that energy into our time of meditation and prayerful reflection. That you are the face of God. You are the perfection of God made manifest in this world. The breath that we breathe is the breath of God. Allow yourself to feel the breath, to relax into the breath. Noticing how it tingles in your nostrils, how it feels in your throat, the movement of your abdomen, your stomach. It's not something we make happen. The breath of God is flowing through us, in us, as us. And in this time, there's nothing that we lack. There's nothing we have to be that's different than who we already are. The very breath, the very face of God. And as we commune in the quiet together, let us commune with this Holy Spirit and discern with God that which can be more God expressing in our lives, that which is ready to express differently, that which we can release, that has served us beautifully, but it's time to let go. And that which is so much more of us waiting inside, ready to express and become. And so we sit and we contemplate on these questions with God, on what may be ours to release and what is our gift now to give in the silence. And gently, as we move forward back to our day, we do so a little more awake, a little more alert and attentive to the Spirit of God expressing in ourselves and in our lives. We behold the face of God that is in those around us, the face of God that is in Cheryl, the face of God in Trish, the face of God that is expressing through our own outer form and body, that is beautiful and perfect, just as it is, the very expression and face and embodiment of God. And behold, God said, for it is good. And so we go forward with just a profound, profound sense of gratitude and knowing our divinity. And a greater sense of awareness of our purpose, not to do, but to be the face of God. For so it already is, and so we let it be. Amen. And amen.
And amen.
And open your eyes and watch this video and look at all the beautiful faces next to it.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu es l'image de Dieu. I hold you in my heart. Tu es l'image de l'amour. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu sei la luce di Dio. I hold you in my heart. Tu sei il volto dell'amore. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of God. The face of God. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are a part of me. A part of me. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. Eres la luz de Dios. I hold you in my heart. Eres la cara del amor. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of